Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched yesterday, my phone, yesterday I watched Dodgeball, Underdog story, and no, it's not about my life, the Underdog Lord. Bit too bad, you know. I don't think my life is that interesting to make a movie out of it. Have you ever played Dodgeball? I've done it, you know, but not like the dodgeball that you think of, the American dodgeball with the red big ass ball. In the Netherlands, we where I went to school, let's say that. I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but at my school, at my elementary, it was we played a game called Iemandism, Niemandism. So somebody is it, nobody is it. So and it's basically like that, and the balls were more softer, it was more squishy, it was not that hard basketball, just you can't push it in. This one you could flatten it. So yeah, so it wouldn't leave a big ass red ass mark if you got hit in the face. Yes, you probably have a red mark, but not as bad as you hit by a rubber red ball. Yeah, but have you played a game like Dodgeball? No? Put down below in the comment section, because I'm curious actually, or have you actually played Dodgeball, You come from maybe from the US and you played Dodgeball in school, and tell me about it. Tell me about it in the comment section. Have you ever been hit by a ball in your face? A dodgeball, not a pair of testicles. Well, if you've been hit by a pair of testicles in your face, yeah, you can tell about it, but I don't really care, you do you, But let's just start with Dodgeball. We see a nice booty, a bit too small actually, but it's still nice. That says Globo. It's the chick is somewhere in the gym, because we can see some equipment in the back, and then we get more shots of booties. Nice. Then we got some men shots. Get away! I want to see the women, not go away. We see a pair of abs. We see a guy training. Sure. And then we heard a voice starting to talk, asking rhetorical questions. Hey, do you find yourself so fat? Do you those questions that you always see in commercials? Hey, what you probably have in America, in the US, do you experience headaches? Then call your doctor for maybe this medication, which I think, as far as I know, in the rest of the world we don't have ads like that. We don't have ads for medicine like that. Prescription meds. Like paracetamol of ibuprofen. It's hard to pronounce it in English. Ibuprofen. You don't get ads for that, but hey, you can't sleep that much. Oh, have a vogel. Shit like that, but that's not the same as what you have there. For, hey, do you have you get your heart pumps? That's supposed that you and all this shit. Call your doctor for blah 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 blah. We don't have that kind of shit, We don't have a commercial that says, hey, go to your doctor and ask if this medicine is right for you. No, we don't have that here. And it's weird to have that, because your doctor should recommend it to you, not vice versa. Because your doctor trained for it. You didn't, and don't go to WebMD, because they probably will say cancer. Yes, I know how WebMD is. I never used it, but I heard the rumors that basically everything that you look up, symptoms and all, it always ends in cancer or death. So, great. And I know that some doctors also still look up WebMD themselves, which, come on, they have knowledge, but they can't remember every single fucking detail. Come on, they're also human. Anyway, back to the movie. We're talking questions, and then we see a guy on a CrossFit. He looks to us and starts to, spits his bullshit for, hey, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, that was apparently the owner of the thing. He gets off the CrossFit, he walks a bit and still keeps talking to the camera right at us. No, I'm gonna leave that because if you want to know, subscribe and watch the movie yourself. I've knew about this movie because I've seen lots of reactions to this movie, and I really want to see it. And finally watched it, and yes, it was definitely a fun movie. How big is Ben Stiller actually? Because that guy for hey, are you blah blah blah, and then the owner of the gym, that was played by Ben Stiller. And I think that there is Dodgeball 2 in the making. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a sequel in the making. So if that one's coming out, obviously we're gonna watch it. But like back to the question, how big is Ben Stiller? Because he was, compared to Vince Vaughn, who also played in this movie, he was small. He was definitely 2 heads smaller than Vince Vaughn, and it could be that Vince Vaughn is just a tall guy. It's a possibility, but yeah, in comparison, Ben Stiller was tiny. Ooh. How tiny should Tom Cruise then be? I think Tom Cruise is smaller maybe than Ben Stiller. I don't know how big they both are, but rumors, the jokes are always that Ben Stiller is tiny. So not Ben Stiller, but Tom Cruise is tiny. So, and I don't mean his dick size, but I mean his actual length. So who knows? What the fuck was that? Oh, bottom. And yeah, they had to, the whole premise was basically, they had to get $50,000, otherwise, Vince Vaughn would have lost his gym, and it would have been bought by Globo from Ben Stiller. So they had to get $50,000. It was basically Happy Gilmore, but then with Dodgeball. Happy Gilmore needed the money to buy his grandma's house back because it was for foreclosure, and basically the same with this. They had 30 days to get $50,000, and the number one prize of the Dodgeball competition was $50,000. How convenient. So they had to play against that. And the first match that they had to play. To make it to the qualification for the tournament, the first match, their team had to compete against fucking Girl Scout troop. Girl Scout, but apparently, one of the girls did kind of steroid and beaver enhancement or something like that, or beaver steroid or whatever, just steroid, and you see all the girls on in a row, and then we have the last one with hairy arms, and he starts going, a very deep voice when crying, That was funny. I expected actually to see a man dressed as Girl Scout. That would have been funny, but this was also funny. Just a girl with very hairy arms, just like manly hairy arms, and then this very deep voice when it was crying. That was pretty funny actually. I haven't written down anything else, but the movie was just a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the sequel. We've done, it's not the first time that we've done a kind of comedy sports movie. We've also seen Balls of Fury, which is basically a kind of a dodgeball kind of movie. It's not really the same, obviously, but it's that kind of movie. Happy Gilmore is. I wouldn't say that Happy Gilmore is this kind of movie, but I just missed this kind of movies. These were really fun. I think I will give this movie a 4 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good Ben Stiller or Vince Vaughn movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel on the Geeks where I do food strings every week from time to time. Also, call my third channel Underdog Reacts where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys later for Big Ass Spider. Yes, that's the actual title of the name. Big Ass Spider. And after that, you're gonna get Expendables 2, because we definitely have to continue with the Expendables. Come on, we did the first one on Monday, yes, 3 days ago, but the sequel is coming today, you know. And maybe tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah, probably have to watch tomorrow and Saturday. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, leave likes, yeah. I'll see you guys next time.